All right. Hello, everyone, and welcome in. My name is Alexis Miller, and I'm going to be your yoga instructor today. So, welcome to week 17 of the Yoga for Pregnancy series here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. I'm thrilled to have you back in class. Whether you're actually on week 17 of your pregnancy or you're popping in from another week, it's really lovely to have you here. I also want to welcome in any partners, family members, or little ones that are joining us as well. It's great to have you here to support the pregnant mother. And I know practicing together can be a really bonding experience. So it's nice to have you. So, as we get into the practice today, let's keep in mind a few things. First, notice your boundaries. Are you ready to extend into postures? Do you need to modify and come down to the mat, or perhaps find your center posture? Also, keep in mind I don't often cue water, and we're supposed to be drinking a lot of that these days. So, if and when you feel thirsty, feel free to step off your mat, grab that drink, and then join us when you feel ready. Also, keep in mind that with these boundaries, we're not pushing further into our edge, not going too deep, because our body really is stretching and moving a lot as it prepares to literally house a human and also bring it into the world. So just keep in mind that you can find that edge, but maybe pull back a little so you don't accidentally do any kind of long-term or lasting damage there. So, with all that being said, let's go ahead and come into a comfortable seat. Your legs can be crossed. They can also be straight out in front of you. You can be sitting up on a prop. I'm on a block just like this on the low side, but you could also be on a bolster, on a pillow, whatever feels good for you. And we're going to wiggle back and forth to root into the sits bones. Then we'll sit up nice and tall. Let's inhale as we draw the shoulders forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. Good. One more time. Inhale, our shoulders come forward and up, and then exhale as we drop them back and down. Hands come into a comfortable position, whether on your knees, palms up or down, or in your lap. You're welcome to close the eyes if that feels comfortable, or simply find an unmoving point and soften the gaze. And in this series, we're starting off the practices with a nice breathing practice to help you connect with your baby. So if you'd like, you're welcome to bring a hand to your belly, a hand to your chest. Again, eyes can be open or you can flutter them closed. And take a moment here, take a nice full inhale, feeling the belly, lungs, and chest expand. Before exhaling that breath out. Another full breath here. Another full breath out. On the next inhale, imagine that you're breathing in all of the love that you could possibly feel for your baby. And then exhale, imagine that baby is sending all of its love out to you. Inhale, breathe in vitality for baby. Exhale, breathe out baby's vitality for you. Inhale, vivaciousness for baby. Exhale, baby's vivaciousness for you. Inhale, wonder for baby. Exhale, baby's wonder for you. Inhale, wholeness for baby. Exhale, baby's wholeness for you. Inhale, youth for baby. Exhale, baby's youth for you. Inhale, love for baby. Exhale, baby's love for you. Taking a few more breaths in this manner and breathing in whatever it is that you would like to welcome in for your baby. And then exhaling out, breathing out that same thing from baby to you. Releasing your hands down onto your legs when you've completed that final breath here. And just taking a moment to allow your breath to settle into its own rhythm and its own cadence. Simply noticing the movement and the feel of the breath in the body. And then take a moment here to set an intention or a purpose for your practice today, which really can be anything at all, but it often answers the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale. As you feel that intention with your heart and your mind, exhale that breath out. Set the intention off to the side, knowing we'll return to it toward the end of our practice. Lovely. Gently opening the eyes if they are closed here. We're going to come up off our prop, just set it off to the side. We'll be back to that in a little bit here. And again, finding a comfortable spot for your legs. For me, that's cross-legged. If legs need to be out, if they need to be out at an angle to accommodate the belly, just notice what feels right for you here. So again, rooting through the sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. We'll inhale, sweep our arms wide, bring them up overhead, cast our gaze skyward. And then exhale, twist over to the left, right hand to the left knee, left hand behind the body as you curve your head around into a seated twist. Inhale returns us to center, arms come tall. Exhale as we twist over to the right, left hand to the right knee, right hand behind the body. Curve your head around into your seated twist. Inhale back into center. Exhale, coming over to the left again. This is a great way to open up the spine. It's a gentle way to do it because you can really control how deep you go. Good. Inhale comes back into center. Exhale, we twist over to the right again and not twisting deeper than you're ready, right? Or not going too deep, finding that edge and pulling back a little bit here. Lovely. Inhale brings us back into center. One more round each side. Exhale over to the left. This is a great way to start your day. All six movements of the spine. So the twists are two of them. Inhale brings you back into center. Exhale, last time over to the right. It's also a great way to end your day. It's a great way to loosen up your body from whatever you did all day and get ready for bed. Inhale brings you back into center. Exhale, we drop that left hand down to the floor, down to the mat. Step it about half a foot out from the body here. And then exhale, lean over to the left, pressing down to that left hand, reaching through the right fingers, coming to your seated side bend. So stacking the shoulders so the chest is nice and open, top palm is facing the floor. We're pressing into the mat, that bottom elbow slightly bent. We feel the nice pull through the side body. We're rooted through that right hip here. Good. I love the feeling of the opening through my ribs. And as you get further along in your pregnancy and things start to get squished, this is probably going to feel really, really nice as an opener here. One more breath. Good. And then we inhale as we return to center. We drop that right hand down, step it about a foot to 6 inches out from your body. And then exhale, lean over to the right, reach through those left fingers, seated side bend, opposite side. So again, we're not having that arm down in front of us. If it is, stack that shoulder and notice if you need to come up more so you have the good form. Okay. And then focus on getting deeper. Feel that pull open through the side body while you remain rooted through that left hip, pressing into that right hand to help you stay rooted through the hips here. Shoulders are down. Good breathing. Good. And then inhale, we return to center. Nice work. I'm going to turn just at a little bit of an angle here so you can see the flexion of my spine. So we've done four of the movements of the spine, right? Twisting and then to the side bends. And now we're going to do the final two, our cats and our cows. Most people think you have to do them on your hands and knees, but today we're going to do them seated. So find a comfortable spot for your hands. We'll inhale as we pull on the knees or the legs, lift the torso, squeeze the shoulder blades together for a seated cow. And then exhale, hollow out the back and the belly, look down toward the legs, coming into a seated cat. Inhale into a seated cow. Notice how you're rolling on the hips, rolling forward, tilting that pelvis forward. And then exhale into cat, rolling back, tilting that pelvis back. Good. Inhale into a nice deep cow, looking up toward the sky, shoulders shrug down. Exhale into a nice deep cat, tucking that chin, really moving the chest and the hips like you're trying to get them to touch. Good. And then inhale into neutral. Great. We're going to focus on our upper body today. We're going to remain seated for it. So it would be helpful to have a prop, whether that is a kind of a firm pillow or a yoga block to lift the hips. It makes it sitting a little bit easier, especially as you start to grow through your midsection here with the baby. So coming into this seated position here, again, I kind of stack my legs, but finding a position that feels comfortable for you. You can always have your feet, soles of the feet on the floor. You can always get a chair as well, a nice sturdy chair, and do these from a seated position as well in a chair. So notice what feels right for you. So root into the sits bones, sit up nice and tall. Inhale, shoulders come forward and up. Exhale, drop them back and down. Inhale, shoulders forward and up. Exhale, then back and down. Inhale, shoulders forward and up. Exhale, then back and down. Great. And then switch the direction. So inhale the shoulders back and up. Exhale them forward and down. Inhale the shoulders back and up. Exhale them forward and down. Great. One more time. Inhale back and up. Exhale forward and down. It's amazing how good that feels and how deep we can get when we actually do it with intention. Great work. Inhale, sweep your arms out wide to a T. Exhale, bring that right arm across the body. Sweep that left arm down. Bring those forearms to touch, creating an X or a cross. And then use that left arm to draw that right arm across the body for a nice shoulder stretch here. We're not rotating with the arms, but instead we're staying firm through the torso and allowing the arms to move. So we feel now stretch to the outside of this right arm. Hands can stay where they are, or you can go ahead and grab that right arm with the left hand. If your fingers are cold, it's a nice way to warm up your fingers. Taking a nice breath here. Good. And then inhale, bring those arms out to a T. Exhale, opposite side. Draw that left arm across the body. Sweep that right arm down. Bring it in front. Forearms come to touch as you use that right arm to draw the left arm across the body here. Good. So again, we're not rotating, but instead staying firm through the torso and allowing the arms to move. Hands can stay right where they are. You can drop that right arm onto or right hand onto the left arm if you'd like, but we're feeling that nice pull to the outside of the left arm here, rooted through the sits bones. Nice deep breaths here. Good. Inhale, you release, arms come out to a T. Exhale, right arm comes up overhead, bend at the elbow, hand comes to the bottom of the neck, and then go ahead and bring that left hand, capture that left elbow, and draw it in toward the midline here. You'll notice how you naturally want to sit up a little bit taller here as that elbow comes toward the midline, opening up that tricep area down into the armpit, down into the top of the ribs. This is very seventh grade track, I know, but it's a great stretch. So doing this stretch here, staying rooted through the sit bones, not arching out in the back too hard here, right? So core is still gently engaged. Shoulders are shrugged down. Notice how that deepens the stretch when you do that. Good. And then inhale, we release. Our arms come out to a T, switching sides. Exhale, left arm lifts, bend at the elbow, hands comes to the base of the neck. And then bring that right hand to capture the left elbow, draw it in toward the center for that stretch on the opposite side. So we're sitting up tall, but the core is still gently engaged, kind of tucking the pelvis slightly. So we're staying rooted through the sits bones. Feeling that gorgeous stretch all through the back of that left arm down into the armpit, top of the ribs here, opening up into our shoulder blade there, upper body. This is a great opener. Excellent. And then inhale, go ahead and bring those arms wide and actually sweep them behind you and interlace your fingers behind you here. I will turn so you can see this a little bit easier. So we interlace the fingers. We're staying rooted through the sits bones. We sit up nice and tall. On the next inhale, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Lift those arms as far up off the back as you're able here. Yeah. Woo. Now we're feeling that opening through the chest, through those biceps, bicep tendon into the shoulders, down maybe into the fingertips. We take a nice deep breath here. Another full breath. Good. Exhale, release. Bring those arms forward, hunch the back. Imagine you're holding a bowling ball or a beach ball in front of you. And then inhale, come into neutral. Nice work. Let's go ahead and stretch out our neck here a little bit. So adjusting your position as you need, switching your legs, whatever feels comfortable for you. And then again, rooting into the sits bones, we sit up nice and tall. So we're going to start by just dropping our left ear over to our left shoulder. Simple. Hands rest down on the legs or in the lap. Noticing that stretch on the right side before you go any further. Now, this may be enough for you, and that's great. Option. Left hand can come to rest on the right side of the head. We're not pulling, we're just resting that weight down, and the natural weight of the hand and the arm will deepen that stretch. Final option, not requirement. You can extend your right hand down toward the floor, fingertips reaching down toward the mat. Stay rooted through the sits bones, pelvis slightly tucked, core slightly engaged. Ooh, we're feeling a nice stretch through that right side down into all the fingertips, really, for me. Nice breath here. And then inhale, we come back into neutral. Nice. We're going to come on to that opposite side. So drop that right ear to the right shoulder this time. And take a moment, notice the stretch without doing anything further. Is this enough for you? If it is, great. Stay right here. Option, right hand can come to rest on the left side of the head. We're not pulling, but that weight kind of naturally brings it a little bit deeper. Maybe that's right for you, maybe it's not. Another option, not requirement, is to extend your left hand down toward the mat, fingertips reaching out. That'll deepen the stretch here. Shoulders shrug down. Good. Full breath. Noticing that nice deep stretch here through the neck, down into the arm, maybe all the way down into the fingertips. Good. And then inhale, let's go ahead and return to center here. Now, like we just did, we're actually going to interlace our fingers behind our back, and then we're going to tuck them over to the right side so they're resting right on top of your right hip. Good. You're going to chicken wing that right arm out so it's really sticking out and kind of instead of kind of sticking back, right? And already you may be feeling a stretch. I know I am. Now we're going to turn our nose over to the left, but it's on a diagonal. So it's in line with like our left knee here. And then on the exhale, drop the nose down toward the armpit, looking down toward the top of the left thigh, coming into this nice deep neck stretch on this side. Holy buckets. I'm feeling it all the way down into my fingertips here. So shoulders are shrugged down, pelvis slightly tucked, staying rooted through the sits bones, breathing. Excellent. Inhale brings you up into center. And then exhale, we bring our hands over to the opposite side. So tucking them on top of that left hip here, and then swinging that left elbow out like it's a chicken wing. We look over to the right, nose is on the same diagonal as our right knee. And then exhale, drop the nose down toward the armpit, getting that nice opening through the arm here. Down into the fingertips. Whoo, this is intense. It's a good way to open up the body, and especially as you get further along in the pregnancy where you are not limited, but you have to be more mindful of the belly and, being on the belly and some of the movements that you're doing. This is great because you can do it from a seated position, which means you can do it in many, many places, wherever your life takes you. Good. Nice full breaths. And then when you're ready, inhale, releasing here. Go ahead and bring those hands back onto the knees. And we're going to inhale, draw those shoulders forward and up. Exhale them back and down. Inhale, forward and up. Exhale, back and down. Switching directions. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Inhale, back and up. Exhale, forward and down. Hands come into that comfortable position here. Great work. We've loosened up the neck and the upper body. We're now going to get ready for final relaxation. So feel free to move that prop out of the way if you were using one. As we get ready to come down onto our backs, onto our sides, make sure to grab a drink of water, towel off, put on a socks or jacket for final relaxation. We will not sit up for the rest of our practice together today. Okay. So coming on down onto your back here and tucking the knees into the chest, wrapping the arms around the legs, giving yourself a little squeeze if that's accessible. Otherwise, you can just come right onto your side and skip this part entirely, totally up to you. You're welcome to rock from side to side if that feels good. Little roly-poly action. Not rolling over if you are a roly-poly, kind of like me. And then coming into stillness, drop those soles of the feet down to the floor. You have a few options for final relaxation. So you can stay just like this. Soles of the feet can come together, knees can fall open wide for recline bound angle. You can extend one leg or the other for fallen tree or extend both legs for traditional final relaxation. Arms just find a comfortable position. There's no right or wrong here. It's just whatever feels relaxing, comfortable, nourishing for you. You're also welcome to come onto your side and place a block, a pillow, arm, hands beneath the head, stacking the hips and the knees, especially if you are further along in your pregnancy. Or you can just return into a seated position and treat this final part of our practice like a seated meditation. So just finding the position that feels best for you, whatever that looks like, and settling in, and start to notice the breath. Notice how fast or slow it's moving, how deep or shallow it is. Noticing the quality of each breath on the inhales, the quality of each breath on the exhales. Noticing the gentle rise and fall of your belly, gentle rise and fall of your chest. Really tuning into the sensation of the air as it moves in and out of your body, allowing your attention to rest gently on it. And if and when you notice that your mind wanders off on a thinking adventure, it's okay. Simply notice that the mind has gone away and celebrate that you noticed. And then come back to the breath, come back to an inhale and the exhale focus. If it's helpful, perhaps incorporating a mantra to help you stay grounded and focused on the breath here. Inhale, I am. Exhale, openness itself. Inhale, I am. Exhale, openness itself. Remaining here with your breath in whatever way best supports you for just a few more moments today. I'm going to get quiet for this final part of our practice so you can have it to yourself. Please know that I'm watching the time and I absolutely respect yours, and I will be sure to let you out of this practice posture before the end of practice. So feel free to lean back, let go, and simply rest here with your breath and your baby. It isn't easy to listen so deeply that you understand everything another person is trying to tell you, but every one of us can cultivate this capacity. Bringing your awareness back to this space, taking a deep inhale through the nose, filling the belly, lungs, and chest with air, before slowly exhaling that breath back out. Take another deep inhale as you begin to wiggle the fingers and toes, move the arms and legs, gently waking your body up. And when it feels right for you, rolling onto one side, pausing there with an arm or a hand beneath your head. It's here that I invite you to bring back to mind your intention or your practice that or purpose that you set at the beginning of your practice that answer the question, why did I get on my mat? Take a nice deep inhale here as you make your way on up into a seated position and we close out our practice together today. So finding your comfortable seat, rooting into your sits bones, sitting up nice and tall. Inhale, the shoulders come forward and up. Exhale, we drop them back and down. Finding a comfortable spot for the hands, whether on the knees, palms up or down, in the lap or at heart center. Closing the eyes if that feels comfortable for you. We take a moment to express gratitude for yet another lovely day here on earth and for our bodies allow us to do so many things, including yoga and growing a tiny human. Thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through this practice today. It was a joy and an honor, and I hope to be able to do so again in the future. The light in me, it sees the light in you. Namaste. Thank you so much for joining me for week 17 of Yoga for Pregnancy here on Wild Blue Yonder Media. If you like this practice, make sure to like and subscribe to my channel, share it with other people, pregnant or not. There's tons of practices on there, so make sure to check them out, including breathing practices as well as mindfulness and meditation practices, which can also really support you throughout your pregnancy. So make sure to head over to my channel, check those out. If you enjoyed this practice, please consider sharing it with someone else who is pregnant to support them on their journey of bringing life into this world. So thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you in week 18, and I hope you have an amazing rest of your week. I'll see you next time. Bye.